Next road on the left, please. Curb.
Hello, I'm Chris. Another Chris wants to take a mock driving test. I've never met her before, so let's find out more about her driving experience.
Because I came from Hong Kong, I never drive in Hong Kong because Hong Kong is too convenient to have public transport. And when I came to UK, I think it's better. Just like in case I go to other city, just like it's much more have a driving license better because otherwise you have to wait for a long time to make the train. Just like you cannot be late, you're not on time. But I think it's better for me to have a car and I can drive my kids out too. Yeah, it's better. Because she always asks me, Mom, do you have your license? Why you are not passing? You should have confidence to pass. Yeah, because I must have confidence for myself and from all my family to make sure that they're safe.
And how many driving lessons have you had?
Yeah, I think I have a lot. I think so for over 60 hours.
And do you feel like you could pass your driving test today?
Yeah, because I just like I don't need to be hurry, just like look everything because normally and be cautious.
And how confident do you feel then? You feel 100% confident? 100% confident you can pass
it.
And
99, yeah.
It's gone down to 99?
Yeah, but I'm sure that I can pass it.
You're allowed up to 15 driving faults during the test, often called minor faults. These aren't potentially dangerous, but if you keep making the same fault throughout your test, then it could become a serious fault. Get a serious or dangerous fault and it's a driving test foul. A serious fault is something that could potentially be dangerous, and a dangerous fault involves actual danger to either yourself, the examiner, another person or property. Have a look at our free online driving modules on our website for tips on how to deal with junctions, roundabouts, and the different driving test manoeuvres. Don't forget, it's completely free. There's a link in the description below. Let's catch up with Chris as she's about to start her mock driving test. Tell me how you check the tyre air pressure and where would you find information for the correct tyre pressure?
We can check in the manual or at the side of the door. You have to pressure gear to check the depth, the pressure over the cap and then check, especially in the winter. And then put back the valve, make sure that's the same as the pressure that what you want in the manual book. Yeah.
And how many tyres would you check?
Especially in the cold weather, because actually when it's cold weather, just like they will, they will make a difference. Yeah.
How many tyres?
Yeah.
How many tyres?
4. 5 because you get spare tyres. So we need to check 5 types. All this, make sure because in the winter time,
Okay, so I'd like you to follow a series of directions given by the sat-nav now, please.
Okay.
I'll let you know when independent driving's finished.
Okay.
Drive on when you're ready, please.
Chris got the tell me question correct, so off to a good start.
Lift and flash. Okay. Lift up.
A bit of a struggle to release the parking brake.
Oh no, just a minute. I'll let the car first.
This could have been a serious fault if she hadn't stopped before the car arrived, although not much foot on the brake pedal. If her shoes were wet, she might have slipped off it. She manoeuvred out of the space quite well, although she didn't use the gas pedal at all, which could lead to stalling. Chris judges the width really well. An oncoming large lorry and a tight space. I'm so pleased she stopped. She raised the clutch before pressing the gas, which made the car stall. Luckily it restarted quickly and she didn't disrupt the flow of traffic. You can move off in a diesel car without pressing the gas, although it's not a good habit to get into. A lot of new drivers buy petrol cars as their first car, and they wonder why the car stalls, as they're not used to pressing the gas, then biting point. If you're learning to drive a manual, then get used to pressing the gas, then biting point to avoid stalling. You'll then be able to drive any car, petrol or diesel. Watch her feet as she stalls again. Don't forget, gas, then biting point. This is a driving fault. You're allowed 15 driving faults, often called minors, but if you keep making the same driving fault, then it will become a serious fault and a test fail. Good checks of the mirrors.
After 200 yards, turn left, then bear left.
Chris has left a nice space between us and the vehicle in front, which makes it easier to manoeuvre out. Stalled again, but hasn't disrupted the flow of traffic, and restarted quickly. In some ways, Chris is quite lucky she's driving this new car, because normally when it stalls, it restarts itself. This car doesn't have a key to start. If it did have a key and you'd stalled, then you'd have to turn the key off and then turn the key back on to restart the car, which normally takes a few seconds.
Turn left, then bear left.
Chris checked the interior and left mirror after the signal. It's always good to check the mirrors before you signal to make sure it's safe. Good observations, but she's struggling to move off in this petrol car. Don't forget, when moving off, gas, then biting point.
When it says bear left, it actually means turn left this time, please.
After 100 yards, bear left. Bear left.
Good mirror checks before signalling. And a nice smooth turn. If the sat-nav gives you any confusing directions, then the examiner will help.
After 200 yards, turn left.
Or you can always ask the examiner for clarification as to where you're going. Good mirror checks and signal timing.
Turn left.
But will she stall when moving off? This time she pressed the gas before biting point.
After 200 yards, cross the roundabout and take the first exit.
The sat-nav said to cross the roundabout, first exit, but didn't say if the exit was to the left, ahead, or right.
Cross the roundabout and take the first exit.
Chris noticed the exit is slightly to the left and correctly signals left. She moves off really well. I hope she can keep this up.
After 300 yards, cross the roundabout and take the first exit.
Chris is driving at a good safe speed, making progress.
Cross the roundabout and take the first exit.
She missed an opportunity to go, but not quite worth a fault this time. The signal cancelled, and she should have put it back on to exit. It didn't affect anyone, so not quite worth a fault this time either.
After 200 yards, cross the roundabout and take the second exit.
Don't forget, not every tiny mistake is going to be marked as a fault. To follow the road ahead at the roundabout, Chris will need to keep in the left-hand lane, so that she doesn't affect anyone in the right-hand lane.
The second exit.
She stalled, but couldn't have gone anyway. Keep an eye on this car in the right-hand lane. Chris drifts into the right-hand lane, causing the other driver to slow down to avoid a bump. This is a serious fault, resulting in a test foul. When following the road ahead at a roundabout, unless signs or markings say any different, then you will need to keep in the left-hand lane. And I really mean keep left. Chris also forgot to signal to exit the roundabout. A signal is important to let other road users know that you're going to leave the roundabout.
Because I know one of them in the middle, block the other way, and then the other car just like squeezing. And I know I should be like this way. I must in the left lane normally. It's like in the middle or the turn left. It must be in the left lane. And I noticed when I just stop, I know, oh my God, I'm in the middle, and then the other car squeak in. Oh no, I know this is a pond. Yeah. Because normally we can't, because it is fail. Of course I know this is, when I stop, why I just stop in the middle of the lane.
Chris is turning right at the traffic lights and has to give way to oncoming vehicles. She just about gets in the right position so that drivers behind can get past. I'm pleased she didn't stall.
After 200 yards, turn right.
Before signalling right, you should check the interior and the right-hand mirror for anyone overtaking.
Turn right.
Chris checked the interior mirror, but not the right-hand mirror. Getting a biting point before pressing the gas has resulted in another stall, and a driving fault.
Pull up on the left in a safe place, please. You can ignore the driveways this time. Thanks.
Yeah.
Drive on when you're ready.
The examiner will ask you to pull up on the left a few times during the test. One of those times will be on a hill. Chris has parked well. Good checks. She stalled, but it hasn't bothered anyone, so it's not worth a fault this time. If it's safe, you should try and keep a door's width away from parked vehicles, as you never know when one might open. Good reactions and mirror checks. Chris has to turn right at the end of the road, but has signalled too early. Other road users might think she wants to park or go into a driveway.
Turn right, then take the third left.
It's really tricky to see. Chris is observing really well. I like the way she's leaning forward to try and get the best view. Before moving out around parked vehicles, you should check the mirrors first in case someone's overtaking you. Good mirror checks before moving back in.
After 200 yards, turn left.
Again, she forgot the mirrors before moving out around the parked vehicle, and signalled too early for the junction.
Turn left.
The junction's clear, and she didn't need to stop. A good opportunity coming up to move off. Another stall, this time one too many, resulting in a serious fault. It's safe to say that she can't reliably move off in this car.
Turn right.
Chris is turning right. And once this car gets out of the way, you should position here, in the middle, out of the way of drivers behind. Because of where she stopped, this is a serious fault, as she's holding up drivers behind. She's trying to move off in second gear. She's already got a serious fault for moving off under control, so no more faults are recorded in this category.
Sorry.
A good example of how other drivers can be very patient with learners.
Pull up on the left in a safe place, please.
Chris probably needs a break after all that. But if the examiner doesn't tell you to ignore the driveways, then don't ignore the driveways.
Drive on when you're ready.
When there's a chance to go coming up, you should be setting a gas and biting point. Have a look at her feet. I'm interested to know, how were you taught to move off? Let me know in the comments below. She raises the clutch with the foot brake on. Sometimes you might get away with it, but as you've seen, not always. And I wouldn't recommend it. Before moving out around the parked vehicle, check the interior mirror and the right hand mirror for anyone overtaking you. Chris has to turn left at the end of the road, but if you signal too early, other road users might think you're parking or turning into a drive.
Turn left.
Normally you'd signal about now. Good turn. Always plan ahead and anticipate what could happen next.
Yards, cross the roundabout and take...
This is like a real life version of the hazard perception test. And Chris handles it really well. She also moves off correctly, pressing the gas, then biting point. It was so good, let's see it again. No stalling. Chris is making good progress here, but before slowing down you should check the interior mirror to see how close vehicles are behind.
And take the second exit, then take the third left.
The sat-nav said to cross the roundabout, second exit, but it didn't say whether the exit is to the left, ahead, or right.
Cross the roundabout and take the second exit.
The second exit this time is slightly right, and Chris should signal right on the approach.
Second exit.
This is the same model of sat-nav they used on the driving test. Good judgment.
Sorry. Oh, second gear, this reason why.
Chris figured out why it stalled and got moving.
Turn left, then you have reached your destination.
The independent driving following a sat-nav has finished, and I'm directing her. Chris got distracted and started drifting towards the curb. To save the wheels, I had to help. Chris has already got a serious fault for driving position, so no more faults are recorded in this category. Chris has a good road position and isn't driving too slow.
At the roundabout, follow the road ahead please, second exit.
Chris needs to keep in the left-hand lane. If we had a vehicle next to us in the right-hand lane, then we would have had a problem. She also needed to signal to exit. Changing up to second gear a bit earlier would save fuel. Chris got a bit close to the side, and I had to help with the steering.
Close there, okay.
Good speed, and she judged it well. This road gets tighter and tighter. Although the speed limit is 30 miles per hour, it doesn't mean it's safe to do 30, and Chris is driving at a good safe speed.
Take the next road on the left please, curb. Just away from the curb a little bit, just go right a bit more. Just go right, that's it.
If it's safe and necessary, then don't be afraid to drive more in the middle of the road. Squeezing over to the curb back there didn't help the situation at all, as the oncoming vehicle still couldn't get through. So you might as well stay in the middle and only move over when there's room.
Do you think you got distracted by the oncoming or something?
Yeah, maybe, yeah, because I just like, actually, I noticed a little bit closer, but I noticed like when I'm driving, it's a bit too close to the left. I want to drive because I know it. I must look forward instead of look at the edge. Otherwise, I will just go over that way, and then I will bump. Yeah.
When it's safe, can you show me how you turn on the dipped headlights, please?
Before taking your driving test, learn where all the controls are. Chris has never driven this car before, but if you don't know the answer, don't let it affect your driving. It will be a driving fault if you don't know the answer. But now Chris is driving too slow, which is a driving fault, and could have been serious if there was a driver behind. She's now staring at the controls, which is affecting her driving position. This is dangerous.
I didn't see. Oh, I see it. In here, deep line, right? Oh, the other side, right?
Thanks.
Sorry.
Okay, the forward bay parking exercise. You can drive forward into any bay on the left or right, so you end up within the lines, please.
Forward or backward?
Forward bay parking.
Forward bay parking.
Either to the left or right.
Before turning into the bay, you must check the mirrors to make sure no one's going around you. Chris has driven through the bay, and the front is sticking out. Before you reverse, you must check all around and over your left shoulder, through the rear window. Chris checked the rear window here, but now there's a delay before reversing. Things may have changed. And checking the interior mirror isn't enough. You must check over your left shoulder before you reverse, as it gives you a much wider and better view. This would have been a serious fault on a driving test, but she's already got a serious fault for observations, so no more faults are recorded in this category. But I'm really pleased she's trying to sort the manoeuvre out.
Oh yeah, I can go. Oh no. Not in the bed. Okay, one more time.
Unfortunately, Chris isn't in the bay. The car is over the line on the left.
No, it's not. It's not in the... I can see because it's like this.
When it's safe,
Okay,
I'd like you to reverse out round to the right, please.
reverse.
To the right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chris hasn't closed the door properly.
Is it? Oh, sorry. Reverse? Yeah. No, it's a bit forward because it's too close to the...
Are there any warning lights on the dashboard there?
Yeah.
You need to press down the clutch when you change gear.
Yeah.
All the way down.
The way down. Just a minute. Relax. Yeah.
Are there any warning lights on the dashboard there?
Yeah.
Just stop for a moment. Just stop.
Stop. The door is open. Stop. See? What the? Start the engine. Just a minute. I don't close it properly. This reason why I see it because they said this. Yeah. Let's start the engine again, right? See? No. Sorry. Plastic. I just like normally we just like reverse no forward, just like bay parking, reverse bay parking, and parallel parking, pull on the left, yeah. But
What happened to forward bay parking?
No, I
missed that one out.
Yeah, the other one do it. Yeah, I didn't do any.
Chris has to follow the road ahead at the roundabout second exit. She'll need to keep in the left-hand lane and signal to exit. If we had someone next to us in the right-hand lane, then we might have had an accident. It's so important to keep in lane.
And what should you do when you go to exit roundabout?
Exit roundabout.
Yeah.
You should have the signal. Yeah, we must have signal.
So who's missing that?
Miss the signal. Oh, I forgot the signal, right?
Yeah, to exit. Pull up on the left in a safe place, please. You can ignore the driveways this time. Okay, we'll make the car safe and secure. You can switch off now. That's the end of the test.
Yeah.
You can switch off with a button, please. How was it?
It's so bad because I never have a love strolling, you know. It's just really worst. Yeah. I've never been before like this. Yeah.
So you don't stall the other car?
Yeah. This is the first time I just like keep on strolling all the time. Yeah. And you can see it, it's just like when strolling in the back. They know it and then just like block the way, yeah. And in the cross, you know, I love junction, just doing the way like this, yeah.
Just remembering to press the gas, then get the biting point.
Yeah, actually, and then later I know it's just like, actually I know you already teach me, I mean in your video I saw it. You must just like make sure there's like breaking point and then just like, yeah, otherwise just like strolling all the time. It's easy, it's not good for the car.
So just remember gas, then biting point.
Points, yeah, I know you can see just like a bit up and then you can really know it and then you can try, otherwise all the strolling all the time. And yeah.
Unfortunately, Chris wasn't successful today. We continued to discuss what went right and wrong, and hopefully she'll learn from the experience. A big thanks to Chris for travelling over and taking part in this mock test. Watch this video next to learn all the show me tell me questions that you might be asked on the driving test. Thanks a lot for watching. Please like and subscribe for more, and in the meantime, keep safe on the road, and bye for now.